So guys, just to give you a little bit of a heads up before we jump into these two twins here, is that there is not going to be a Flashback 15 for this month because there's going to be a siege of videos. No, wait, hold on. There is actually going to be an onslaught of video. No, hold on, wait. There's going to be a tidal wave. Oh, good. Is there anything I can say that will not be the name of a Transformer or be a terrible joke? Oh wait, I've got it. There will be a consistent source of videos coming out, and so that's why you're not going to have your regular content drop, because you're going to get a lot more in lieu of it. Now, let's jump on to the Decepticon clones, because as they feel compelled for some reason during the Earthrise era, they had to label these boxes with Cybertronian villains. Like the weird Decepticon symbol on their crotches didn't give it away. Now I gotta admit, the reason I'm showing you in the boxes is because this art right here, don't mind Skywarp down there, that's actually pretty baller artwork. And then if you want to dive a little bit more to the nostalgia, there's the Ark just, jacksawing out of the mountain like it did in the original cartoon. But enough about this box art. So let's get into these guys themselves. Alrighty everybody, so here are the clones in their beast modes. Now, aside from the obvious Titan Masters, which I promise we'll come back to, the one thing you may be noticing is that these guys are not using the color scheme they did during the Titans Return line. These are instead using the color scheme that Takara used for these when they released them under their Legends line. So guys, one thing before we move on to robot mode is that I wanted to mention about Wingspan is that he doesn't have to have his wings stuck at this horizontal thing the whole time. You see, it basically they just peg onto this part right here. So if you just slightly unhook it, you can actually turn his wings up at an angle, even like the very tips. So you can give him you can actually put him in more of a dynamic flying pose if you wanted to. It Pounce in both like robot and beast modes. Like this mold has the opportunity to become so much more, and I'm surprised that Hasbro and Takara never did anything with it. And so while we're in beast mode, these purple legs, they kind of make me remember about the Energon Battle Ravage from Energon. And if somebody did like a custom paint job, you could technically make this a new age version of that for his beast mode, which would be kind of cool. But other than that, guys, let's go ahead and see these boys in their nearly identical robot mode. Now, obviously, guys, because they aren't the exact same Transformer, they get about 90% of the way looking like each other, which, to me, that's good enough. Now, the one thing that has always been weird is it looks like Pounce is just like a big Thundercats fan, while this is like some unspecific USA sort of emblem on him. I don't know why they have that. Moving on. Now, the biggest complaint that I think people have always had about these guys is that this is all you really get as far as they go. Like, it's just them, like no weapons, no nothing. However, there's a fix for this. So, due to the fact that we now have an era where you have Battle Masters, there you go. It's a super easy solution. So, before we wrap up this video, let's see how they do in size comparison. Alright guys, so here they are with Starscream and one other Decepticon, and I gotta say that, yeah, I mean, basically they just come up to his waist, but them being this small does not diminish how awesome of figures these things still are. Their small size actually might prove beneficial, especially if you're putting a lot of Decepticons on the same shelf, so that's definitely a plus side on that as well. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at Earthrise, Pounce, and Wingspan. And until next time, guys, we'll see you in another review.